Hi and welcome back. If you're new here, we've been renovating this 200-year-old Georgian rectory for almost 2 years now. So after many delays, we are finally getting to the stage of putting the house back together and decorating. Firstly, just a quick update for you on this room, the library. For those of you who are asking, the paint colour is Farrow & Ball's Picture Gallery Red, and it's had its second coat of paint now. Won't do the final coat of paint until the flooring and the skirting boards have been installed. And that cornice was painted in, again, Farrow & Ball's Slipper Satin Estate Eggshell. So not quite white, but just a warm off-white.
Hi everyone, this week is just a super quick update. The big news this week is the electricians have been. So let's see what they've done. The electrics aren't 100% finished, but I'm just going to have a quick run around and show you what's been done.
Most professional I've ever tried to look doing a socket.
Oh. So first of all, the place looks so much warmer, and that's because we've got these lights in. For now, we've just installed these basic pendant lights. The idea is that we can either upgrade those to something a bit nicer later, or we can buy some nice lampshades to go on them. We haven't really decided what we're doing with those yet. Also on the ceiling, you'll notice this. So we've got fire alarms everywhere. This one, it's in the corridor, so this one is a heat and smoke alarm. Doesn't really need explaining what that detects. Going through into the living room, we've really just got a temporary light in here because we're going to have a lovely chandelier up here at some point, but we've not got around to that yet, so we've just put a temporary bulb in. And again, where we've got the fireplace in this room, we've got another alarm here. This one is a heat alarm, but it's also a carbon monoxide alarm. So we've kind of chosen the combinations of alarms for the different rooms, depending on what is in the room. Here we are in the downstairs toilet. And this room's got downlights. And it's also got some cables sticking out of the wall, ready to install wall lights either side of the mirror. Wherever we've got cupboards, we've installed lights in the cupboards. Nothing very exciting, but these are strip lights. This is the utility room. We've got down lights in this room. It does feel so much nicer with the lights. While I'm in the utility room, I just wanted to talk about this timer switch. This is hooked up to the fan, and we've got a couple of these for fans and towel rails. And the idea of these is that they've got a boost button, and each time you press the button, it adds on a bit of time, and then it switches itself off again after a while. But I'm actually going to take these out and return them because I just don't like them. I think the colour is awful. They're slightly off-white. They don't match any of the other white accessories. They're much deeper than anything else, much chunkier. And the other problem is the button itself. It's hard to describe, but when you press the button, it just doesn't press. It's almost like just a touch, and it feels horrible to use. So I'm going to take these out and just replace them with normal switches for the fans and towel rails. This is the big upstairs bedroom that will be my office. And I just wanted to show you that they've started putting sockets in. In fact, all the sockets around the house are now in. Just basic UK sockets here. And a space here for a Cat 6 internet connection, which we need to get installed soon. Finally, the attic. It's a little bit different up here. We've gone for these low profile lights. So because the ceilings are so low in here, we've decided to go for these really thin lights, just so that nobody's going to hit their head on them. And they're actually surprisingly good. These are by Philips, I think. And they're just really basic. They're incredibly cheap, and they feel incredibly cheap. But they do the job.
My main job for this week is painting this room, which we rather grandly call the drawing room, but it's our main living room. So I've started cutting in. The paint colour is Farrow&Ball's Dix Blue. Is it Dix Blue? Dix Blue, D-I-X. And it's a sort of warm turquoisey blue, again in the modern emulsion, leaving the cornice white, but painting the ceiling also in the blue, leaving the ceiling rose white. I started painting around that ceiling rose, so I just need to use some finer kind of artist paintbrush to get right up to the ceiling rose. So my plan for today is finish cutting in and then just do a bit of a mist coat on all the walls. Oh, and this makes me incredibly happy. The electricians have installed the light switches in here. So they're a traditional style of light switch, and the company is called Fontini. They're based in Barcelona, and they make these really beautiful porcelain light switches. The only thing is they're missing their dials at the moment. So they've got these kind of antique brass finished dials. Yeah, there we go. So they'll have those on in time, and the screws will be switched out for brass ones. But I love these. The only thing is they are fiendishly expensive for light switches, so that's why we're only having them in this room and the dining room next door.
Today we're hopefully going to get started on tiling this bathroom. The first step is to install the waterproof membrane which goes underneath the tiles. So that process starts with these corners which I've started to insert. These are pre-formed corners, you just stick them on, which sounds easy but it's been a real pain so far. So you put one on each corner. Need to make sure these are really well stuck down. And then once the corners are on, the next step is to put strips across. So I've done the first strip. I've got a little bit too much on the floor and not enough on the wall on this one, but I'll hopefully improve this process as I go around. It's quite difficult to get these stuck on without having any air bubbles and things like that, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. So the first thing is just to measure out the length of this strip and cut it. And then the scary part. So I think my plan will be to press it into the corner first with its backing still on, and then just peel the backing off as I go along. It's not perfectly flat, but I think it's okay. There's a couple of creases and bubbles, particularly towards this end, but I think it'll be all right. So the bottom has to go in first, really tight into the corner. Hello.
Hello, Vicar.
I'm doing this very, very slowly.
Best to get it right. Ow! You cut my phone, Charlie.
Good.
Charlie's cut my phone.
Overheads. That's all of the waterproof membrane down now. Luckily, after all of the hassle with the edges and the corners, the big sheets actually went down quite easily. So we're now finally ready to start getting some tiles down. Dave's brought a tile saw with him, so he started cutting the tiles. And this is the pattern we're going for. So we're staggering the tiles in thirds. We've just done it that way because it works out nicely that we don't end up with a little sliver of a tile anywhere by doing it this way.
There you go, Charles. Where you go? You only need really. You do that, then you're good.
So that's all that's happened this week, but hopefully we'll see you again in another week.